everyone. So welcome to Advanced Engineering Physics. This is Unit 5, Lasers and Fiber Optics. This is Part 1 by Dr. S. Deepti, Assistant Professor in Physics, Department of H&S, MLR Institute of Technology. So today we are going to learn about introduction of lasers and characteristics of laser. So what is a laser? Laser is a device that produces highly coherent, monochromatic, collimated beam of light through optical amplification. Okay, these are the terms we need to remember. Laser is a device. Laser means, the full form of laser is light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Okay, so it is a device that produces a beam of light. This is what is we just get the information from the first sentence, right? So laser is a monochromatic beam of light. How it produced and what is the reason behind the production of laser light? So in early days, Einstein, after introducing the quantum mechanics or quantum phenomena, so he proposed a theory based on the movement of electrons. So we know that this is an atom. Just to see the atom consists of nucleus and electrons are revolved in a particular orbitals. So what happens here? Whenever a photon of light is incident on the particular electron, the electron will be coming to the excited state. From one state to another state, movement of the electron could takes place from one state to another state. Due to the movement of electron from one state to another state, it produces some amount of energy. The amount of energy will be in the form of light. So this is the quantum mechanical phenomena where the light is being energy will be transformed in the form of small packets called as quanta. So this light energy will be used to produce an intense beam of light. Intense beam of light means the light being very highly intense. So see here, if we draw a line like this, the line is with less intensity. If you draw the line, if you keep on drawing the line, same line at the same juncture, what happens here? So see here, the line became very thick, and when we compare this line with this line, what we can easily guess? We can guess that this line is very thicker and this line is having broad line with high intensity, like that, right? Same way, we are also getting the laser light. So the light, the ordinary light that we see is a extend in all directions, where the laser light will not extend in all directions, just it will be in the straight form itself. Okay, so what is the history of laser? So the first laser was built in 1960. This is very far away, no? Right. So in 1960 by Theodore Meineman at Hughes Research Laboratories. So this laser light is produced in the laboratory based on the theoretical work by Charles H. Townes and author Leonard Shalhoub, and the optical amplifier patented by Jordan Glaude. So these are the scientists involved in the production of laser, and before the production of laser, they have worked on the production of maser. Okay, they have worked for microwaves, worked at the wavelength of microwaves in the microwave region. Okay, so first is maser is produced, and later on it is being developed to produce a laser light. Okay, next. So with the principle of stimulated emission resulting from the reflections, Einstein laid the foundation for the development of technology that we now known as laser technology. So the basic is Einstein's theory. So what does Einstein theory tells about? Einstein theory tells about the emission of atoms, emission of electrons. So as a whole, we'll call that one as atomic emission. But before that, the basic is emission of electrons. Okay. So in the previous slide, we have seen that how the emission of electron took place. The emission of electron took place when it receives an energy from outside, and then it is being excited from its lower energy state to the higher energy state, so that it will produce some amount of energy. This is the basic concept involved here. Okay. So this is the basis for the principle of stimulated emission itself. Light is emitted from the sources when atoms make transition between higher and lower energy state. So remember it clearly. So light is emitted from the sources when atoms make transition between high and low energy states. In ordinary light, the sources, there are no coordination between different atoms emitting the radiation. Okay. So ordinary atoms, there will be no coordination between the atoms. They'll scatter in all directions. Whereas in laser light, they'll follow in the single direction. Okay. As is, the radiation emitted is a non-coherent, non-monochromatic and non-directional. Okay, we'll discuss about these coherence, monochromaticity and directionality in later slides. Okay, so first let us see the comparison between laser light and ordinary light. Okay, so the ordinary light, in ordinary light, the angular spread is more. Angular spread means whenever from a source of light, let us consider this as a source of light. From a source of light, if the light is being if we switch on the source of light, then what happens? It will be moving in all directions. The light will be following in all directions throughout the surroundings of the source, right? Light will be moving here in this direction, this direction. Totally, it will be surrounded by the surrounding the source. The light will be distributed, right? So this is the angular spread. In laser beam, the angular spread is less. Less means it is very less, such that if we consider this as a laser beam, from a source of laser beam, then what happens? It will go in a single way, single point out direction. Okay. So single point out direction will be there. So singularly, it will go in this direction itself. Okay. So ordinary light, it is non-directional. It spreads in all directions. And laser light, it is highly directional. It is less intense. Why? Because the ordinary light spreads in all directions, so that the intensity will be less. Next, it is highly intense. So if the laser light goes in a unidirectional, single direction, so intensity will be more. It is a non-coherent beam and it has not in phase. It is a coherent beam and it is in phase. Now, let us verify what is coherence and what is non-coherence. So, light travels in the form of waves. Okay. So, wave means what? A wave has a crest and trough. This is the general sinusoidal representation of a wave. Okay. So, light travels in the form of waves. Now, what happens here? Here, coherence means when two or more lights are superimposed on one another. That means when two or more lights are just fall on one another, then what happens here? If they fall on one another with the same angular phase angle, okay, this is the 0 and this is also same at the same direction in the same angle, then these two waves are said to be in phase with one another. Okay. Now, another way, if this is a wave, if it moves like this with the same difference between the two waves, this is the angular difference. This is known as angular difference, where the wave is treated as a total complete 360-degree circle. Okay. So, complete 360-degree circle means the wave is considered to be in the form of a circle where it follows 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, or 0 or 360 degrees. Total wave will follow the circular motion. Okay, and whenever a wave is said to be in phase, this is the 0, starts with 0 and 90, next 270, 180, and so on, 360 will be there. So whenever there will be a phase difference, angular difference between the two waves, if it is maintained throughout the two waves, when two waves are moving with the same phase difference, then that is said to be incoherent with one another. These two waves are said to be incoherent with one another. This is what is called as a coherence property. So it is coherent beam and is in phase. Okay, phase means the angular separation between the two waves. It is known as phase difference. Phase means the angle with which the wave moves. Okay, so this is the phase, and coherence means. So these radiations are polychromatic. Polychromatic means it has so many number of waves with different wavelengths, and different colors of the waves will be there for a polychromatic wave. Next, these radiations are monochromatic. Monochromatic means light having single wavelength. So the laser light will be produced with a single wavelength. Next, examples: sunlight, mercury vapor lamp, incandescent bulb, candle, etc. Now the examples of laser light is helium neon laser, ruby laser, semiconductor laser, etc. These we will learn in a later. Okay. Now, characteristics of a laser. What are the characteristics of laser? So, why we need to discuss the characteristics of laser? So, in order to know about laser light, we need to know about its characteristics first. So, it has 4 characteristics majorly. One is high directionality, high monochromacity, high coherence, and high intensity. These are the 4 characteristics of laser. Now, first, high directionality. Directionality means what? In the earlier slide, I have said to you, what is directionality? It is being moved in a single direction, unidirection. So, see here, laser beam is a highly directional, that is, it can travel very long distances without divergence. Divergence means without much deviation. Laser light travels in a particular sequence. Now, the directionality of laser beam is expressed in terms of divergence. Phi is equals to R2 minus R1 by D2 minus D1. So, what is R2, R1? R1, R2 are the radii of the beam spots at distances D1, D2 respectively from the laser source. Okay, R2, R1 are the radii of the beam spots. These are the beam spots at distances D1, D2 respectively from the laser source. So, this is the diagrammatic representation. Now, for a laser beam, delta theta is equals to 0.01 milliradian. That is, laser beam spread less than 0.01 for a distance of 1 meter. So, very small deviation will be there for a distance of 1 meter. Okay, this is, so the laser light is a highly directional. Next, coming to highly monochromacity. So, highly monochromatic or high monochromacity. The property of exhibiting single wavelength is called as high monochromacity. When laser is sent through a prism, then there will be only a single line appearing in the spectrum. So, you might have observed the prism of spectrum of colors. Whenever a light is sent through the prism, it will generate 7 different colors of lights. But when a laser beam is sent through the prism, it will only generate the single light itself. Okay. The frequency of spread of conventional light source is usually 1 to 10 to the power of 6, where in the case of laser light, it will be 1 meter, 1 in 10 to the power of 15. If the frequency of radiation is 10 to the power of 15 hertz, the width of the line will be 1 hedge. Okay. So, with more frequency, the width is 1 hedge only. As such, laser light is considered as highly monochromatic. Next, high coherence. The property of sustaining zero or constant phase difference between 2 or more waves is known as coherence. In the earlier slide, already I have said about the coherence. So, coherence means what? Again, sustaining zero or constant phase difference between the 2 or more waves. Okay. Now, high intensity. The ordinary light spreads in all directions. the intensity reaching target is very less. In a laser beam, lot of energy is concentrated in small region. This is what we have already discussed. Lot of energy is concentrated in a single region. So the power range of laser is about 10 to the power of minus 3 watts for gas laser and 10 to the power of 9 watts for pulsed solid state laser. Okay, this is due to coherence and directionality of the laser beam. So this is what high intensity laser beam is. Example, 1 milliwatt power helium neon laser appears to be brighter than sunlight. So the sunlight we are receiving will be less power, appears to be less power than the less brighter than the helium neon laser light power. So these are the 4 characteristics of laser. So in this video lecture, you have learnt about introduction of lasers. In the next video lecture, you are going to learn about how laser is emitted, Einstein coefficients and all. Thank you.